It's my privilege to introduce the valedictorian for the graduating class of 2012. She is Summer Downs with a GPA of 4.17. Summer, why don't you work your way down here? She will be attending Seattle Pacific University, and she will be doing majoring in Global Studies Development and Linguistics. You may know her as Dorothy, and she's wearing her ruby red slippers too. Would you please welcome Summer as our valedictorian?
Thank you, Mr. Sarian. So to get things started, I've decided to get the usual inspirational cliches out of the way quickly. So I thought there was no better way to do that than turn back to the classics and also to some of our class's favorite writers. So here's some inspiring advice for the graduates. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. And last but not least, we are the champions, my friends. All right, I'm glad that's out of the way. So, on behalf of the senior class, I'd like to thank God, our parents, our teachers, and everyone else who helped make it possible for us to stand here today, graduating from this school, which has provided us with a place to grow, to love, and to make memories that will last forever. Thank you, parents, for always supporting and loving us, and teachers for making all the difference in our high school education. The way you truly care for us has impacted us deeply, and your passion impassions us. We will miss you dearly, and we will never forget you. It's always been a little difficult to define our class, because since the beginning we've been strikingly unique and diverse. There's so many different personalities and interests that make up our class, and we're more like a crazy, colorful mosaic than a single portrait. But unfortunately, this diversity has also made us, in former years, something we are not proud of: divided. We've had very clearly defined groups, and admittedly, there have been deeply entrenched walls separating us from each other. But this year, something was different. I think we could all feel it, something rising up inside of us and among us, something that was going to radically change us. We all began to feel it when we spent the night in tents out in front of the school before the first day of classes, singing worship songs, star tipping out on the field, and then handing out cookies to students as they walked in. We felt it when we took over a little room in the high school for our senior lounge and began to decorate it with disco balls, lights, and posters. And we knew it was real when, at the pep rally, we led an epic cheer which, against all odds, won us the Spirit Stick. Now, for those of you who remember our class in years past, this cannot be called anything but a miracle. For our class was known for being the one whose cheer could hardly be heard across the gym, let alone ring through the halls. But this year, something had changed, because each of us had decided to make this one the best one yet, to go out with a boom, and to finally be something we'd never been before: unified. We were finally proud to call ourselves the class of 2012. And there are so many people in our class that I've gone to school with since elementary school, but never truly known until this year. But getting to know you as friends has shown me just how amazing you truly are. This year's senior class is a group full of hidden treasures and beautiful people. I think this year has shown us just how much we mean to each other, and I can honestly say that I love you guys. Our class has also been a class of craziness, of adventures, of risk-taking, and we have so many amazing memories. We danced together in the rain in Washington, D.C. We almost burned down the science lab with some methane bubbles when we were sophomores in honors earth science. We had an amazing paint fight over Christmas break. Yes, we actually threw buckets of paint on each other. We spent our senior day off at the Denver Zoo, and we shared some always exciting off periods together this year, with adventures including Friday muffin runs, TPing each other's houses in broad daylight, and putting Luke and Nate in huge cardboard boxes and watching them run and dance through the hallways. But many of us have also experienced extremely difficult and dark times, times which broke our hearts and left us weeping in darkness, times which forced us to hold each other up when we couldn't stand on our own anymore. But the dark realities of life that we have walked through have built in us a core of strength, faith, and confidence. We are strong, together and individually, and becoming unified this year has not made us lose our individuality, but has only strengthened it. Another thing I've realized is that our class is a class of leaders. There are so many of us who have bold, passionate hearts and loud, sincere voices, and who have the natural capacity and charisma to lead others and to change things. In years past, these strong personalities led to the division and clashing that was the hallmark of our class. But this year, we've discovered a way to lead together. As a class, we've been leaders in sports, in academics, in the fine arts, in the spiritual life of the school, in clubs like IJM and Student Council, and simply in the relationships and situations we found ourselves in daily. We have grown and stepped up this year in a way we never even dreamed was possible. And this is the beautiful thing about our class. Although we love being together and will miss each other so much, I know that we are so strong individually and have the capacity to lead and make an impact on our own. We know that now we will all be heading off into our futures alone, forging new lives for ourselves, discovering what we love and who we are, and finding ourselves. But I have heard God whispering a different challenge to me. In looking at Jesus, I see that it's not really about finding myself. It's about giving myself. C.S. Lewis writes, "The more we get ourselves out of the way and let him take us over, the more truly ourselves we become. Submit with every fiber of your being, look for Christ, and you will find him, with everything else thrown in." When it comes down to it, life is about pursuing God. And truly pursuing God means giving every single piece of me, every plan, every dream, every action, every thought, every bit of my heart, to him. Instead of trying to find myself, I want to sacrifice myself, to spend my life for God and others with reckless abandon. I know this is the only way that I will truly become who I was meant to be, and I will fulfill the purpose my soul aches to accomplish. God has made us for this work. We were created not to find ourselves and create our own best life, but to find God and give our lives away. Class of 2012, I have a message for you from the words of C.T. Studd, a Christian missionary to Africa and Asia in the 19th century. "Too long have we been waiting for one another to begin. The time for waiting is past. Should such men as we fear, before the whole world, before the sleepy, lukewarm, faithless Christian world, we will dare to trust our God, and we will do it with his joy unspeakable singing aloud in our hearts." Let me just tell you, we can't wait any longer. We can't count on those who came before us or those who come after us to do it. This is truly our time, and it is our generation that can change things. I look around and see a world that is beautiful but broken, things and people that are messed up and hurting and dark, but that we know are worth saving. Our generation and our class has shown this year that we have passion and that we can make a difference. I saw it this week in our visit to the International Justice Mission office in the Philippines, after praying and supporting it for a year. I could tell from the words and faces of the staff that we've been such an encouragement to them. But after our visit, I realized just how much more they have encouraged us, even in just a few days. The people we met there are exactly who I want to grow up to be, passionately devoted to Christ, spending their lives helping and rescuing others, kind, compassionate, and welcoming. The first IJM staff member I met was a small man named Ralph. And when I first saw him, I was floored by the huge smile that lit up his entire face. The simple joy that he radiated stopped me in my tracks. A joy that I couldn't take my eyes off of. A joy that bubbled up in me so I couldn't help from smiling back. A joy that made me want to jump and laugh and sing. Ralph taught me a Filipino word, ligaya, which means joy. And this word is the definition of the IJM staff. It just overflows through them, bubbling out in infectious laughter and spilling into the hearts of everyone they meet. They were the most joyful people I have ever met. And it is because they have not spent their lives looking out for themselves, but have given their lives away. All I know for sure is that I want that joy, and I want that to be me. Let us devote ourselves to God and others, going out into the world with reckless trust in our hearts, unhindered joy lighting our faces, and sacrificial love compelling our hands and feet. Class of 2012, we did it. Now let us go into the world, follow our Rabbi Jesus, and give our lives away. Thank you.